Imagine living in a country where rain is so rare that months can pass without a single drop falling from the sky. A country where more than 95% of the land is covered by desert. There are no permanent rivers, no vast freshwater lakes, and almost no natural water sources capable of supporting millions of people. Yet more than 37 million people live here. Its cities continue to grow. Farms produce food. Industries operate every day. Every home, hospital, school, and business depends on a steady supply of clean water. How is that possible? The answer lies beneath the desert. Hidden underground is one of the largest water supply systems ever built. A vast network of steel pipelines stretching for more than 1,000 kilometers. Every day, billions of liters of seawater are transformed into fresh drinking water and pumped across the country, creating what many engineers describe as an invisible river. Without this system, much of modern Saudi Arabia simply couldn't exist. But building an invisible river wasn't an ambitious megaproject. It was a matter of survival. Saudi Arabia is home to some of the world's largest oil reserves, but while the country is rich in energy, it is remarkably poor in freshwater. Most regions receive less than 100 millimeters of rainfall each year, and summer temperatures regularly rise above 45 degrees Celsius. Unlike many countries, Saudi Arabia cannot rely on rivers, lakes, or consistent rainfall. Natural freshwater is simply too scarce to support a rapidly growing population. For decades, this was one of the country's greatest challenges. The only source of water available in virtually unlimited quantities was the Red Sea. But seawater contains around 3.5% dissolved salt, making it unsafe for drinking, farming, or industrial use. Removing that salt is neither simple nor cheap. It requires advanced technology, enormous amounts of energy, and billions of dollars in infrastructure. Fortunately, Saudi Arabia possessed one resource that made this possible: energy. Using its abundant oil and natural gas, the country invested heavily in desalination, building some of the largest seawater treatment facilities on Earth. These plants now produce billions of liters of fresh water every day, supplying millions of people with a resource that nature never provided. But producing fresh water along the coast solves only half the problem. The real challenge begins after the water is created. How do you transport billions of liters of fresh water across one of the harshest deserts on Earth to cities located hundreds of kilometers away? The answer is one of the greatest engineering achievements of the modern era: an invisible river of steel buried beneath the sand. Turning seawater into freshwater was only the beginning. The real challenge was delivering that water across one of the harshest landscapes on Earth. Saudi Arabia's largest cities aren't all located on the coast. Many lie hundreds of kilometers inland, separated from the sea by vast deserts, mountains, and some of the hottest temperatures on the planet. Moving billions of liters of water across this terrain every day required an entirely new kind of infrastructure. The solution was a massive underground network of high-strength steel pipelines stretching for more than 1,000 kilometers. Built from the same heavy-duty steel used in the oil and gas industry, these pipelines are designed to withstand enormous pressure, extreme heat, corrosion, and decades of continuous operation beneath the desert. Constructing them was an engineering challenge in itself. Engineers first surveyed the landscape to identify the safest and most efficient route. Once the path was finalized, heavy machinery excavated long trenches across deserts and rocky terrain. Individual pipe sections were then welded together with extreme precision, carefully inspected, coated to resist corrosion, and buried beneath the surface. Within months, What had once been an open construction site disappeared beneath the sand, leaving almost no visible trace of the enormous network hidden below. But laying pipelines alone wasn't enough. Water naturally loses pressure as it travels through long distances. Left on its own, the flow would eventually slow to a stop long before reaching the country's interior. To overcome this, powerful pumping stations were built at regular intervals along the route. These facilities act like giant mechanical hearts, continuously restoring pressure and pushing the water farther inland. Working around the clock, they keep billions of liters moving every single day, ensuring a constant supply reaches homes, farms, hospitals, and industries across the country. Together, the pipelines and pumping stations form one of the largest water distribution systems ever created. An invisible river flowing beneath the desert, quietly sustaining millions of lives. But none of this infrastructure would matter without one remarkable technology. Before the water can enter this hidden river, it must first undergo a transformation that many once believed was impossible. It must become fresh enough to drink. Everything begins at the Red Sea. Huge intake pipes continuously draw seawater into massive desalination plants, where it first passes through a series of filters that remove debris, sand, and microscopic impurities. Once cleaned, the water reaches the heart of the entire system, reverse osmosis. This is where the real transformation happens. Powerful pumps force seawater through thousands of microscopic membranes at pressures of around 60 bar. The pores in these membranes are so small that only water molecules can pass through, while salt, bacteria, and nearly all other impurities are left behind. The process is then repeated to remove the remaining traces of salt, producing water of exceptional purity. Ironically, this water is almost too pure for human consumption. Because the desalination process also removes beneficial minerals, engineers carefully add minerals such as calcium and magnesium back into the water while adjusting its chemistry to meet international drinking water standards. Only then is it ready to enter the country's vast pipeline network. But producing fresh water on this scale comes at a price. Running enormous desalination plants, high-pressure pumps, and more than 1,000 kilometers of pipelines requires huge amounts of energy every single day. For every liter of fresh water produced, a highly concentrated salty brine also remains. Modern desalination plants carefully dilute and return this brine to the sea to reduce its impact on marine ecosystems, balancing engineering with environmental responsibility. Despite these challenges, Saudi Arabia has little alternative. Without desalination, millions of people would have no reliable source of fresh water, and many of the country's largest cities simply could not exist. Every glass of water tells an extraordinary story. It begins in the Red Sea, passes through some of the world's most advanced desalination plants, travels across an invisible river of steel buried beneath the desert, and finally reaches homes, hospitals, schools, farms, and industries hundreds of kilometers away. We often admire engineering through skyscrapers, bridges, or dams because we can see them. But some of humanity's greatest achievements remain hidden beneath our feet. Saudi Arabia's invisible river has transformed one of the driest landscapes on Earth into a nation capable of supporting millions of lives. It proves that when innovation meets determination, even the world's harshest environments can be reshaped, not by changing nature itself, but by learning how to work with it. That is the remarkable story of how an entire country brought the ocean to the desert.